Please remember to subscribe, click like, and click the bell icon for all notifications on this channel. So that's how you set up the Raw Women's Championship match at WrestleMania. You know, they had this whole build-up, right? Tension. You had Shayna Baszler make her debut on Raw by going full vampire on Becky Lynch. There's already something there. Why go through the formality of having Shayna Baszler win the Elimination Chamber by feeding every single female superstar to her? Sarah Logan, Ruby Riott, Natalya, Liv Morgan, and then a one-on-one pretty much with Asuka. Asuka gave everything that we expected her to give. And then she gets put into Kira Fuda clutch, and I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. And she taps out, or doesn't even tap her out. I actually think she did, because most of them just passed out, And I love how Shayna Baszler is in there with her arms out, trying to be like a badass. People booing her, and she's kind of soaking it in. And all I kept thinking was, no, Shayna, they're booing you because it's bullshit. Like, this is how they're gonna, this is what I said in my mind. I go, this is how they're going to make it seem, like she deserves to be going after the title. She goes after the title during her first few weeks to a month on the main roster. So this is how they justify her being in the Raw Women's title picture match now at WrestleMania by saying, well, she went through 5 women in one night. Nothing but, I got nothing but love for the Riot Squad, but they are not the top tier, women's females in the women's division. They're not the top tier. They're not there. Ruby Riot's been misused. She should be, but she's not. I can see shades. I can see glimpses of some good things from Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. They kind of show that they have some talent there. They have some abilities that hasn't been showcased. But she goes through them. Natalya, she's like a worker, a good worker, where she puts people over. So that's expected. Asuka, to be able to take her out that easily. Asuka should have lasted. She wasn't in the ring. She just gets into the ring and she does put up some offense, but she's immediately, before you know it, she's tapping out or passing out. I said it at the end of this match. I said, this is bullshit. Fuck this shit. Every time they have a segment, Shayna and Becky, I can't stand listening to Becky do promos anyways. I hate her voice. I hate how she has that bravado and it doesn't work for her. The way she talks, to her attitude. It's gotten old. Every time there's a segment, I'm fast forwarding it. Every time Shayna Baszler or Becky have a match, I'm forwarding it when I watch it on DVR, when I watch Raw. Because I'm tired. It was so ham-handed. It was just so like, it was just, it was forced. It was like, why are you going to do that? Why are you going to already have an Elimination Chamber match? You know what the outcome is going to be. Shayna was going to win. Because that's the marquee match in WWE's eyes. Shayna versus Becky. So why not just have the match? Why go to the formality of how about having a universal title match, or even a WWE title match in the Elimination Chamber? Brock could have still retained, and put some of the top tier guys in there, so in case he loses, at least we'll know that Drew McIntyre is going to be going up against a quality opponent. That's why nobody believed that Ricochet was going to win. He got that opportunity, good for him. But now people are saying that he's a jobber now and that he's not going to be ever taken seriously when it comes to competition on Raw. He's not going to, factor into anything in the near future, anyways. Not now or in the near future. The Elimination Chamber, the pay per view, had its moments. The one thing I had an issue with was too many high spots and too many going off the top of the pod kind of spots. How many times were they doing that in the men's? For the tag team, right? Tag team title match for SmackDown, and then ends up biting Kofi in the ass because he jumps in the air and he goes for a splash and he misses and he gets eliminated along with Big E. you know, but let's go over the card. And I'm just going to go through and I'm just going to say who was in the match, and I'm going to give me the results. I'm not going to go to a long-winded diatribe going through the whole match. It was Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak. Daniel Bryan wins by submission by the yes lock, and Drew Gulak pretty much brought to the table what he always brings and what he's capable of, is taking Bryan into a match. He really did well. These guys are very, very complimentary in regards of their technical skill. And Bryan at the end even pointed at him, and as to say, this guy has got it. He put me through a lot. Good match. Now, Andrade versus Carrillo. And I guess what I heard, and I guess those are just rumors, that he was going to be stripped of the title and that he was going to lose it this way. He was going to lose it to whoever Andrade goes up against. He went up against Humberto Carrillo. I thought he was going to win it. So I guess they're going to keep the title on him. And he wins by a roll-up pin and, holds the tights. Typical finish when it comes to him and Humberto. Outside interference by Zelina. Now, the SmackDown Tag Team Title Elimination Chamber felt like it went on forever. Not that it that bothered me, because it was a good match, a lot of good spots, But in the end, Miz and Morrison retained their titles. They came in fifth, right before Rude and Ziggler. And like I said, in this match, there were so many spots off of that thing. Even Tucker did a senton off the rolling senton off of the thing onto a bunch of them. Otis is saying, "Go, go, go, Tucky, go!" He did it. And the problem I had with Otis, it seemed like Otis was lost. Like he hit the elbow, the worm into the elbow, and then or caterpillar into an elbow, and then he was like kind of like this, and then Tucker said, Tucker goes, pin him, and I was thinking, okay, maybe it's part of the thing, but then when what's his name, Grand Metalik, not Grand Metalik, it was Lindsay Dorado was holding on to the top part of the chamber, and he did a little flip and came down on top of him. And then Otis was the only one that stood up, and then he kind of reacted and he delayed, and then he fell back into the ropes. And I'm just thinking that I don't know if he was confused. He wasn't aware of his positioning. I don't know what it was, but like I said, in the end, the titles didn't change hands. It was retained by Miz and Morrison. And Miz and Morrison, please stop with that hey hey ho ho. It's stupid and fucking annoying. But maybe it fits because they're heels. I don't know. But it's really stupid. If they keep doing that, man, I swear I'm gonna throw my my phone or my remote at the TV. It's annoying that they do that. It's not funny. I don't care what people say. People want to say that Miz and Morrison are good on the mic, but together they're hokey. And Morrison is a bad actor. I swear. That he seems like he's looking for words, looking for the right way to say it, kind of a thing. And like he just doesn't know how to deliver. He has charisma, sure. So does Miz, but anyway. Now, somebody who I am a big time fan of from NXT to now to the main roster is Aleister Black. And yeah, I didn't like how it happened. How he lost to AJ Styles, had to go through Gallows and Anderson, then to him, and it's like I was thinking, oh, there goes his mystique, but then the way it ended, the way he got the victory at the Elimination Chamber, okay, it took Taker making an appearance when the OC were going to triple team Aleister Black. He comes in, he has both guys, uh, Gallows and Anderson, in chokeholds. Styles coming off of the Styles phenomenal form. He turns around, Taker does, catches him in the chokehold, and then proceeds to choke slam him. And then Aleister Black takes advantage and hits him with the Black Mask, and he gets the 1 through 3. Good on him. I'm glad he got the victory. And would have been cool if we saw Taker and Aleister Black face off, and Taker just looks at him. Maybe looks at AJ Styles, and then lets Aleister Black know what to do. And then Taker goes out of the ring, or he just disappears, like he does with the lights, with the lights going off, and then he just, you know what I mean. Titles is the next thing I'm gonna talk about. Street Profits versus Rollins and Murphy. In the end, Street Profits retain the title. Montez Ford going off the top with the frog splash, and he pins Rollins and Murphy. And of course, it was because of Kevin Owens, who came through the crowd. He had some popcorn, threw it in Seth Rollins' face. And again, this is a build-up right here for Rollins and Kevin Owens to face each other in a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. It's going to probably be a stipulation match kind of thing. It's a big match. I think it's a great match for WrestleMania. This is what WrestleMania should do: build real big rivalries. Or that's how it used to be for WrestleMania, not just random matches or something that happened a week before WrestleMania and then they wrestle that thing. That's what a lot of people say, about WrestleManias in the past. They always did that. They built up a big rivalry over a number of months, and then it culminates at WrestleMania. That's how it's supposed to be. Not random matches that, oh, okay, we'll put these two together and they'll put on a match. How about quality matches instead of the quantity of matches? The whole saying of quality over quantity, it totally fits with WrestleMania. You don't have to put on 14 matches and then maybe 4 of them are quality and the rest of them are just for quantity, just to fill the match card. But good on the Street Profits. They're one of my favorite teams. They got great charisma. They got great chemistry as a tag team, and they're good champions. They were NXT champions. They also were Evolve tag team champions. Evolve is like kind of like that's the brand. That's like kind of like the company now, or where these guys come from. Because Austin Theory was on NXT, came from there. So did Swerve. Swerve Scott. But much of them. But anyway, let's move on to the IC title match. A 1-on-3 or 3-on-1, however you want to say it. Strowman versus Zayn, Nakamura, and Cesaro. And the numbers proved overwhelming for Braun. They were able to hit a kind of a suplex move, followed up or finished off with a haluva kick. And then Sami Zayn becomes the new Intercontinental Champion. He pinned Braun, and it was whoever of the 3 pin will get the championship. Looks like the other guys were okay with it. They let him get the pinfall, and Sami Zayn gets his first title on the main roster. I don't know if I'm not mistaken. I know he is a former NXT, but they don't tend to acknowledge NXT when it comes to the main roster. The titles, anyways. They always say, first ever champion, or first ever. Sometimes you go, wait a minute. They were champion in NXT, but he was an NXT World Champion, and here he is now a SmackDown champion on SmackDown with the IC title. And I was cool with that. It's kind of great to see someone like him who's being misused, underused, and for the longest time, a lot of potential. And then they relegate him to being a leader of a who gives a fuck, faction or a group. You know, what's that? Who was the one that said that? Uh, Tom Phillips, or who was the one that said that? They said that they're known as the what do you call it? The artist collective. Is that like a jab to the failed Nightmare Collective on AEW with Randy Rose's stupid who gives a shit group that she was doing with that now she got rid of because it was stupid. Your husband Cody Rhodes is the baby face and the face of the company, and then you want to be a heel. And then when they interviewed him, he's like, "Oh, I don't know. I've been so focused on this guy that I don't know what my wife's doing." It's like it was dumb from the beginning, and I was surprised. I wasn't surprised. So the Artist Collective, is that the name? Hope they don't go with that. It sounds stupid. It sounds dumb. But that's that. And congratulations to Sami Zayn. I mean, as a person and as a wrestler, I'm glad that he got the title finally. He deserves it. You know, the guy's been, like I said, relegated to being a comic relief, being a leader of a who gives a shit crew. So good. You know, Braun Strowman will have his day again. I don't know how long. It may take another 4 years for him to get another title. Put him in a damn main event. You know, he's a guy that can go. Stop putting him in these strongman stupid thing, in these situations where, especially for this thing, they had to do it a 3-on-1. You only do that, excuse me, if the person you want the person to overcome all the odds and come out on top. You know, ends up that they use the numbers. They use the numbers to overwhelm him, and then they beat him for the title. Now, number one contender match in the Elimination Chamber for the right to face Becky Lynch. Now, I already went through it at the beginning. I won't go through it again. They end up going with man, my throat. They end up going with Shayna Baszler. It's like, what was the purpose? You're going to build up this already tension that's there between her and Becky, and you don't want to go with that. You decide, okay, we're going to put her in an elimination chamber match with others. 3, who was a Riot Squad, who are not up to par because they have been misused. They have not been, even given any kind of shots. Natalia's been there week in, week out. So has Asuka. And then she has her go through all of them. Instead of her ending up going one-on-one with Asuka after everybody else has eliminated each other. Maybe Asuka comes in and she'll eliminate Ruby, and then Shayna eliminates the Riot Squad. But she makes them go just to. I know what this is. What WWE is going for. Yeah, we're gonna make her look strong so that she has there's no doubt as to why she has the title shot at WrestleMania. Really? You're gonna feed every one of them to her. The same thing. That whole shoulder slams her down, knee to the face, and then cure for the clutch. She did that to Asuka. She did that to Sarah Logan. And she did that to Ruby Riott. And then she was a cure for the clutch on the other ones. It's like, newsflash, Shayna Baszler isn't really that dominant in a sense that, it's like she just came to the main roster. And then the way they did it, she hasn't even really firmly established herself on the main roster, and already they're making her dominant. Yeah, she was dominant in NXT. Yeah, she is a fine worker and really good at what she does. But it's like they're gonna use that, the Elimination Chamber. It seemed like it was just a regular match, and then they're gonna feed all 5 women to her. Like, what's that? What's that about? It's just like one of those things where how nowadays everybody knows the endings to movies and the surprises and the twists and the plot lines because everybody's got loose lips and they're just reporting it everywhere on Twitter and everything like that. This thing is like a foregone, it was a foregone conclusion. We knew she was going to win. It would have been great to get swerved, and then Asuka wins, and then Shayna Baszler finds a way into the match. She goats Asuka to put her number one contender match on the line on SmackDown, and then she wins. Or on Raw, I should say, not SmackDown. On Raw, right? No, that didn't happen. How come you didn't put Kairi Sane in there? You know, she could have took Liv's place, or even Sarah Logan, because Sarah Logan, they have not really done anything with her. At least with Liv Morgan, there was a storyline with her and Lana. At least there was some kind of exposure there. Sarah Logan, I mean, I see an upswing to her if they continue to build on that character that she's trying to put out there. But you know they're not going to. But you could have easily done that. Really, they could have easily put Kyrie in there. You know, Kyrie deserves it. We could have seen another match between her and Shayna. They had great matches in NXT for the women's title. I believe the two times that Shayna won was in matches with Kyrie. You know, Kyrie beat her, and then she won the title back from Kyrie, something like that. But I know that the title changed hands between them, and they had great battles over that title. But this was a wrong decision. I don't agree with it. And like I said, I'm going to skip any segments they have, any matches they have, because it is so silly and ridiculous that they did what they did in order to establish her dominance. Oh, she went through 5 women in one night. So if she does it like that, and it just seems like she was just handed that, like she didn't do anything. She's dominant. I know I said she's not dominant, but what I mean by that is the fact that for it to make it that easy, like I'm saying, it's obvious that they made it that easy. It wasn't like it was easy because she's that dominant. It was just like, oh, it was that easy because that was the plan, that was the script. That's how they wrote it. You know? But for what it was, I enjoyed some of the stuff here. I enjoyed some things here and there that I didn't disagree. That I didn't agree with. Elimination Chamber. I didn't agree with all the high spots in the tag team title match, but I like the Bryan versus Gulak. Hopefully they have more matches and maybe even become a tag team. Someone was saying that online, saying that they may even be a tag team, but that would be great because you got two technical guys like that. Why not? Why not Bryan try to go for a tag team title? But anyway, that's my thoughts on Elimination Chamber. You know, people always want to give out ratings and stuff like that. Man, I'll give it a 6. Out of 10, I give it a 6, maybe 5.5, because there's just too many downs more than the ups. But I enjoyed it because of the ups. I liked the stuff some of the things that I liked. I like it, and it was great. Some of the stuff it was questionable, and a lot of it was just nonsense. So, but anyway, that's my video. And for those of you who stopped by and checked it out, I appreciate it. And in closing in, as always, take care.